let's just throw this out here. So an arc hour is 2,160 years. Well, there's no arc hour. There's arc minutes and arc seconds. But a precessional hour is 2160, or 2,160 years. So whenever it goes all the way around, precesses all the way around 25,920 years, that would be a cosmic day. Now, a cosmic day on their calendar is 37.8 million years. So this is a little different than that. They have a calendar with 13 billion years and 12 months, and they're kind of trying to divide that in and make it work and cram it where it doesn't fit, but you can't do it that way because you get measurements that are off. Like they estimate it to be over 26,000 years for precession, and then when you Google precession, you get 774, I believe. But the ancient Vedas, the ancient Indian texts basically have it at 25,920 years precisely, and it equals out. So 1/3600th of a degree is an arc second. Now there's 1,296,000 arc seconds in a full 360. Now 1,296,000 divided by 600 is 2160. 2160 divided by 5 is 432. 21,600 seconds is 360 minutes, which is 6 hours. Now underline precession. So precession, 25,920 years divided by 12, like on a clock, and I'll get to this, is 2160. 25,920 divided by 108 is 240, which would be 24 hours military time. I'll get to that. And believe it or not, that does tie to the flat earth, but I'll get to that. But this is not a flat earth video. This is a video about ancient stuff and how we've modernized stuff. So like on a clock, 1/60th of an hour. So like on a clock, you have 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. 1/60th is an arc minute. 1/60th of an arc minute is an arc second. So if this is a clock and I zoom in resolution and I see the minutes in here, I'm going to zoom in and divide one of those little spaces of minute, and I'm going to divide that by 60. Making it 1/3600th. One full 360 is 21,600 arc minutes. 21,600 divided by 360 is 60. Like 60 seconds, 60 minutes. Now, like I was talking about precession, it takes 25,000 years, 25,920 precisely, for a full cosmic day, or 24 hours on a cosmic scale to go by. So, precess. Now, when the pyramids were built, around 13,000 years ago, that was in Leo. So that's 1. Now that would be 5 because we count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. That'll be odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, all the way around the clock. And that's the significance of the 5 or phi. That's also 30-degree angles at each hour. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 150, 180, and that's exactly at 6 o'clock because it's halfway around. And we get all the way around to 360, which is the 60. Minutes and seconds. Now I know this looks like it's facing 11, but it's actually facing around 7 because we're moving into Aquarius from Pisces in about another 600 years or so, 600 years. So technically, because this is a 2-dimensional surface, I'm losing a 3rd dimension. So this is actually facing angled this way. Here, this is better perspective. It's like this. And it's facing here. Now, once this goes all the way around, and get this, it starts at 1, which is Leo. This is Alpha, the beginning, the first. And it points towards Alpha Draconis, which is Thuban as the pole star. The second, number 2, is Beta Ursa Minor, Alpha and Beta, 1 and 2, which is Kochab. And then Gemini is Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta at 180, Eta, Theta, Iota, Kappa, Lambda, Mu, Nu, Xi, Omicron, Pi, Rho, Sigma, Tau, Upsilon, Pi, Chi, Psi, Omega. Now, when this went around again, because this is only on a 12 digit instead of a 24, and I'll get to that, that's flat Earth, which is this full precess right here. It gets all the way around to Leo, which is first. It gets around to Nu again. So Nu and Nu. So it's a new day at Leo. And it also represents Nu, which is after Mu and before Omicron. Now, when you die out a coordinate plane here, and you are here, which would be here. Virgo and Pisces are on a y-axis equinox, and Gemini and Sagittarius are on the x-axis solstice. So you have your equinox and your solstices. Now, when you take 25,920, which is precession, times 108, the infamous 108, you get 27 or 99360, 360. Or it's 2,799,360. Now you add this up. 7 and 2 is 9. That's 9. 9. 6 and 3 is 9. That'd be 9999. 9 times 4 is 36. 36. Like a 360. Also, I could go 9, 18, 27. I could substitute 3 9s for that 27 there. And there's 3 9s there, 2 9s here, and you add those, there's another 9. All right, so on a 24-hour clock here, these would be the 4 corners of the Earth, which is 24, 6, 12, and 18. Now, obviously, we know the Earth is not flat and it's not shaped like corners. The flat Earth is to help with this precessional diagram. I'll give some insight here. That's how that would apply. Squaring the circle, essentially. Coincidentally, right here, when it gets into Taurus, I don't think it's a coincidence, actually. It took all the Greek to understand all this stuff. That's the even-toed ungulate. What's a Taurus? It's a bull or a cow. It's us. As I've mentioned in many videos about evolution, where we evolved of ungulates, the even-toed ungulates, and they evolved from whales. I know it sounds crazy, but anyway. But yeah, here in Gemini, it's Castor and Pollux, which is another A and B, or alpha and beta. So it goes alpha, 1, beta, 2, and then alpha, beta at 3, which is Trinitarian. Now in this, when I said 1080 times 24 is 25,000, that's a precession. That means it stays in each constellation for 1,080 years on a 24-hour face. But on a 12 going around 2 times, it's 2160. Now, I'm just going to come up with a precise day that the pyramids were built, like precise 1 year era. Now, let's say it started at Leo, and we're moving into Aquarius. We're right at the ass of Pisces. So 2160 times 7 minus 600. It's 14,520. So they're definitely older than 13,000 years old. But 13,000 is like the average that we consider them. So that's how old I believe they are, using this method. Probably some significance of reason why they're 30 degrees also. 3, 6, 9, 12, all the way around, because we have 1230, 1, 130, 2, 230. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I had enough resolution, I would have went ahead and just drawn all the little dots that would have been. But I mean, I can't draw out 1 million little lines around that to put it into perspective, you know. Just imagine taking a protractor or protractor square and then putting another one over here, down here. See what I'm saying? The full circle. Masonry, masons, builders. And I don't know if I remembered, sigma is actually 18. And it's at zeta, which is 6, which is at 180 degrees. It's even like the Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci touches on this. In the black here, you take 12 where the head's at, 2, 5, 7, and 10, and you get 36. You do the same with the legs here at 6, and the arms at 9 and 3, and the head at 12, and you get 30, and you add those up, you get 66. Of course, it looks like a crucifixion too, and upside down looks like a peace sign. A peace sign looks like Jesus crucified upside down. And Jesus' crucifixion was April 3rd, 33. You add 4 times 3 times 3 times 3, you get 108. Just like 6 times 3 times 6. 6, 3 score 6 is 108, and it's the 18th verse in chapter 13. Or you could say 6, 3 score and 6, 3 score being 9, 3 times 3, which is 6 upside down, and hence all the 9s here, because 3 score would be 3 square, and 6, 3 pi, 6, 3 pi would be 9.4, and Earth's furthest distance from the sun is 94 million miles. We average it at 93. Now, personally, I believe Jesus died at 29 years old. He hadn't made it to 30 yet. He still had about 8 more months. So he died April 3rd, 29. 4 times 3 times 2 times 9 is 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. So if you correct the leap years, you get a proper timeline.